Well, welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about a technique that's very useful for beginner banjo players. If you're the kind of person that maybe you've been playing a little while or you're just picking it up and you've got some basic rolls down, but when it comes to playing with the song you kind of feel like you're lost, this video is for you. What we're going to talk about is the 7-note roll. As you might guess, it has 7 notes in it. You're going to pluck the 5th string, 3rd string, and 1st string twice. And then you're going to finish with the 5th string again. So it's essentially a forward roll. All 8th notes, except at the end we're going to have a pause. If you're counting it, it would be like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, etc., etc. Why do we have the pause at the end? Why not just straight 8th notes like a Scruggs roll might be? And that's fine, but that's a little bit more difficult to determine where the 1 is once you get going. With the 7-note roll, you have a pause at the end on the 4th beat. Okay, we're talking about common time here, which includes most 4/4 bluegrass songs. And so every time you hit the 1 beat of the next measure, you should be starting over with that thumb, beginning with your 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5 again. So it's a little easier to keep track of, and I've found through years of teaching that this is a pretty good roll to keep you on track, especially if you're struggling with finding where the 1 is in a song. Part of this idea, I've talked to a friend of mine, Jeff Howald. He is the famous Jeff Howald, has written many banjo books and other books through his company Watch and Learn. This is a first edition back in the 80s, Jeff as a young man. Anyway, we've had talks over the past few years. We've both taught at the John C. Campbell Folk School and with our mutual pal Rick Taylor. Talked about how do you get somebody who's starting the banjo from playing these rolls to playing full chords along with songs. And as I said, it can be kind of difficult given the tempo of most bluegrass songs. But we're going to start slowly here. I'm going to explain a little bit of the logic behind this 7-note roll and why we think it's a great roll for starters. So first we're going to make sure that the right hand, or the picking hand, is solid. Now you can either, you can do this by using a metronome. Some people like to use a metronome. I'm going to bring up a strum machine here if I can find it. So let's say we're tuned in open G, as most bluegrass banjos will be, and we're playing this, and suddenly we've got a C chord. Well, a C chord, if you don't know, involves placing your fretting fingers. The middle finger usually goes on the 4th string, 2nd fret. The pointer finger goes on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and the ring finger goes on the 1st string, 2nd fret, giving you a full C chord. Now, again, we don't need the 2nd and 4th string, so if we take those off, we're only putting our finger down on a single string here because we're playing 5, 3, 1. That's our roll with our right hand. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you want to go back to G, just take your hand off. Keep your hand right there around the back of the neck, just ready to go to get your next chord. Now in Blue Ridge Cap'n Home, you go from G to C to D. also called a 1-4-5. Discuss that in another video. But to get the D chord, we're going to use a D7, which is often used in place of a D, which is a bit more difficult. 4-finger chord. We're going to use the 2-finger D7. However, as you know, one of these fingers, the pointer finger, is on the 2nd string. We're not playing the 2nd string, so we can take that off and we're left with the middle finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And that's going to be our D chord for this particular roll pattern. It will work. 2, 3, 4. And then back to G. And so on. Let's put all these chords together and make a song. As I promised you earlier, this is going to get you up to speed playing with songs quicker than most rolls. I know there's great rolls that a lot of banjo books start with. They start with songs, they start with slides and pulls and hammers and square rolls and forward reverse rolls, and those are all great. But this is a simple one that works. The way we're going to play Blue Ridge Cabin Home, if you don't know it, again, I'm going to be using Strum Machine. Highly recommend this app. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but it's better than a metronome because a metronome just gives you a click. This will actually tell you where you are in the song, which is important to know because we're changing chords as often as necessary, and we need to have a band behind us, guitar, bass, mandolin I think they have on here, to remind us where we are in the song, okay? But Blue Ridge Cabin Home is straight ahead. It's 2 measures of G, 2 measures of C, 2 measures of D, and 2 measures of G again. So that's 2, 4, 6. That's an 8-measure verse. The chorus is also 8 measures and is exactly the same. 2 of G, 2 of C, 2 of D, 2 of G. I'll count us in here. We're going to start with the G, then we're going to go to the C. So ring finger on the 1st string, 2nd fret for C, middle finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret for D, and here we go. We'll start with G. 1, 2, 3, 4. G. Start over again with G. 2nd measure. 3rd measure to C. 4th measure stays on C. 5th measure goes to D. Back to G.
1,
2, 1, 2, 3, 4. To the C. To the D. Back to the G. Then we start over again. To the C. Focus on each note as you're plucking it. Try to get it very clean and even. Go up 10 beats just so you can hear when it's at 40 BPM. Maintain that smoothness, that evenness of notes. So there you have it. Next video, we're going to take it one notch up, and we're going to experiment maybe adding a different string and perhaps different ways of playing the C and the D chord. We'll see you then.